My friends, it's Miss Alexander, and today we're working on Module 5, Lesson 15, second day. We're going to compare two fractions. They're going to have different numerators and different denominators, but we're going to figure them out by creating a common denominator. Here are vocabulary words. Go ahead and pause if you need to pause. I'm going to keep moving on. Here's our steps. We're going to find a common denominator. In order to find our common denominator, you guys, we're going to skip count the denominators till we find a common multiple. Once we do that, we're going to convert the common denominator by multiplying the original fraction by a value of 1 whole. Remember, all 1 whole is a number over a number. It's got to be the exact same number. And then we multiply it through. So let's go look at an example. We have 10/7 and 7/5. So I'm going to take our denominators right here, the 7 and the 5, and I'm going to put it right down here in step 1. So the orange one would be 7 and the green one would be 5. So I'm going to take my 7, I'm going to skip count 5 times. Well, I'm going to write out the multiples of 7 5 times. So I have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. You notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I skip counted, so I went 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Or if you know your multiplication facts, you wrote out the facts. And now I'm going to do 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I know I've gone out 5, but I haven't found a number that matches up. So I'm going to go 30, 35. There we go. I went out until I found my multiple that's the same. So right here, it's 35. So right here in my fraction above, I'm going to write 35, you guys. And I'm going to do this because it reminds me that's my common denominator. Now I'm going to take this original fraction right here, and I'm bringing it right down here, 10/7. And I'm going to multiply it by some fraction that's a whole, which equals some fraction over 35. Remember, we're looking for an equivalent fraction now, you guys. So do that. I take the 7, and I have to say 7 times what number gave me 35. Okay. And if I'm not too sure, I can come right back up here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I know my multiplication facts, I already knew it was 5. Either way, as long as you know it's 5. So now you need to remember what you do the denominator, we need to do to the numerator. See now how I have 5 over 5? 5 over 5 equals 1. So I know I'm just finding the equivalent fraction of 10/7 to be some number over 35. Now I look at my 10, which is in my numerator in the original fraction, and I multiply it by 5. So 10 times 5 is 50. Great job. Now I'm going to take that 50 and I'm going to put in the first fraction above on the right side of the equal sign. Okay, now I'm going to take the next number, which is 7/5. I'm going to come right over here. I'm going to do 7/5. Again, I'm going to multiply it by some whole number, well, some fraction that equals a whole 1, which equals some fraction over 35. Remember, we're looking for an equivalent fraction, and we need 5 times what number will give us 35. I know 5 times 7 is 35, and if I didn't know that, I could count my multiples. And when I do the denominator, I need to make sure I do the numerator. Then I have 7 times 7. That gives us 49, you guys. 49. So right here, I'm going to write 49. And I see that 50 is bigger than 49. So I use my little alligator sign with the big side facing the 50. And then I find out that 10/7 is bigger than 7/5. Let's go look at one more example to make sure we have this. I have 1/4 and 3/12. So right here, I'm taking my denominators. I'm going to make this a little smaller right there. I'm just going to take it away altogether. That looks better. Okay, you guys, I'm going to take the denominator, the 4 and the 12, and put it in my question marks. So I'm going to put 4 in the orange and 12 in the green. I'm going to go ahead and count out 5 multiples of my 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And I know I just heard some of you guys go, Miss Alexander, you can stop. You guys probably saw that we hit 12 and there's a 12 right there. So I'm going to go ahead and write it 12. I know that I can stop. Either way is good. I just like practicing my multiplication facts. Even if it's just the first 5, it gives me practice. So now that I see that it's 12, up here, my fractions, I write my 12. And because this one already has a 12, I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 up here. So the only one I have to do on this one is the 1/4. So I'm going to do 1/4. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I hit the space bar, my 1/4 is going to go small. But as long as I don't hit any other key after it, except for backspace, it'll become big. So I'm going to hit the space bar. I'm going to hit backspace. See how that made it big? I'm going to multiply it by a fraction that equals a whole 1, which equals a fraction over 12. So we're trying to find the equivalent fraction where the denominator is 12. So 4 times what number gives us 12, you guys? Yes, it is 3. So I'm going to do 3 in the denominator and 3 in the numerator. It has to be the exact same. Now I take the original denominator, which is 1, and multiply it by 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. So right up here, I'm going to write 3. And which one's bigger, you guys? Neither. They're equal. So I'm going to have to say 1/4 is equal to 3/12, which means 1/4 is 3/12 is equivalent to 1/4. As you're doing these problems, just take your time, take a breath. You got this. And always remember, smile, giggle, and wiggle. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.